Hey, what's up, guys? This is your digital collective, and this is your favorite crypto couple,
Sean.
I'm Rashina. Listen, we'll cover some major developments this week for ISO 200 2022 coins. Did I say that right, Sean?
Yeah, you said it correct. A little tongue tied, but that's good.
It is. It's a tongue twister. So we're gonna be covering some stuff that most people won't probably cover on their channel. So listen, hang tight. We got some good information for you again as we do our Sunday recap. Let's go. All right, gonna just jump right in.
Yeah, go. Let's go.
All right. So the first thing I want to talk about is the news of the week last week, right? The news of the week where Ripple Labs, was it Brad Garlinghouse that announced on his X is his formerly Twitter page that what happened? The SEC the SEC case is dropped and that they are only paying a reduced settlement of how much, Sean?
$50 million.
$50 million. And it came down from 125 million.
Yeah, so they're gonna actually keep 75 million of that 125. So that's a big plus for Ripple, and I'm sure Brad is happy with that decision. I know I
I
would
am
be.
sure. $75 million, keep it in my pocket. Yes,
Yeah.
I'll be happy. Right, right. And so with this lawsuit over, basically, as we've said when we first talked about this in one of our other videos, this is going to open the doors for XRP to really just fly.
Yeah, it's gonna ramp up, and I see it happening already. A lot of things has dropped today, but we'll cover that next week. But I believe that it's gonna be moving really fast from now.
All right, all right. So yeah, it's just, there's no more obstacles. There's no more obstacles and no more barriers that we know about legally anyway that the company has to work through. It can just go ahead and start implementing and rolling out the utility that XRP offers.
Well, we know banks has been waiting on this decision for a long time, at least 4 years now. But now
Right,
they can fly
right.
now.
They're saying like, what does the XRP community say? To the moon.
It's going to the moon now. Ain't nothing stopping it
moon.
now. So I mean, and that case came out of nowhere. I'm just saying personally, I didn't see it coming this soon.
Them dropping it? You talking about them dropping it?
Yeah, with the settling them with the case with the $50 million, I didn't see that coming.
You didn't see that coming that soon.
Not
We knew it was
not
going.
this soon.
We felt like all signs were there that it was going to be dropped, based upon the announcement that we see from the White House and establishing that crypto strategic reserve, and for the U.S. to be more embracive of crypto. Yeah, so the signs were there, but we did not know that it would be that soon.
Yeah, because
So
Ripple had until April the 16th, I guess, to give a rebuttal to their the case to the SEC. So I thought it was going to be more in that line, but now it's finished up in March. Well, part of
right.
it's finished up in March. They still got to go to the court and let George Torres come back and sign off saying that they're going to do away with that. And then, so we
Do
got
away with
another
what?
30 days to 60 days. Well, they had to go back
Do
to
away with what?
they had to go back to court because Ripple has a stigma on it that they cannot sell to institutions. So she's the only one that can actually remove that. So they had to go back in front of the judge, and she had to take it off.
Okay.
Yeah. So that
Okay.
when that take place, the case is fully over with. That's when Ripple can actually sell to institutions, banks, or whatever case may be. They can sell to them because with the escrow account. So
Why does that, what does that come, like, what is that, when did that happen? Like, not say when did it happen, but is that part of the SEC?
no, that was part of the judge Ripple with the $125 million they had to pay. That was included with the $125 million. They could not sell to any institutions. Yeah.
But so with that case being dropped and the fine being lowered, that wasn't included.
No. Since Judge Toro had mandated that for Ripple, they got to go back in front of her, Judge Toros, for she can sign off and saying that she agreed with the SEC decision to drop it. So that's how. Yeah, if Ripple didn't have this fine to pay,
Stipulation.
they'd have been. And once the SEC would drop it, it would have been done with nothing else. But since they went in front of a judge and it was a judge order, now they got to go back in front of the judge for them to change that
stipulation. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So listen, we have to keep our eyes open up for that, and see what develops from that, and see, that may be surprising as well, what that, gets handled and resolved pretty quickly, like everything else has been happening for Ripple this year. So all right. So our next topic, this is something new that we learned about, guys. So I haven't seen no one else talk about this, where Ripple has formed a partnership with an African fintech startup called Chipper Cash, and that's Chipper Cash, and it's CHIPPER Cash, from, let's see, for Africa, Reese Merrick, and Chipper Cash CEO Ham. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that last name. So you can look it up yourself to find out that person's last name. But the partnership was to enable crypto powered payments to Africa.
Yeah, I heard. Not to cut you off, I heard about it a couple of days ago.
Mhm.
This is going to allow people in Africa who don't have bank accounts are
Mhm.
using cryptocurrency through a digital wallet. So that's why they moved in. Ripple is moving fast, man. I'm telling you, they're moving fast.
Yes, and
They're not playing games.
right, that was announced on March 27th, guys. And, I'm doing this late in the show, but actually our Sunday recap is covering news from March 24th through today, March 30th. But yeah, so this is really expanding Ripple's reach, though, I would say.
Yeah, it is. It is. It seems like they're getting more utility. It's going to be coming to the Ripple net, and I guess it's going to spread around the world.
Yes, and it brings financial inclusion to the people in Africa and empower their businesses, to be able to, reach other borders that they might not have been able to reach due to fees or costs, because, XRP's cost is low compared to traditional, ways of sending money. So this really opens the doors, I believe, in Africa, to allow them to participate in the financial markets globally.
Yes, let's remind everybody. I'm not a social studies teacher, but I am a teacher. But Africa is a continent, not a country. So they have their own country within the continent. So you can imagine if Ripple can mass the whole continent of Africa, that's gonna be a sight to see.
That's something. That's great. That's great. It's a lot of people that they're touching. A lot of people. So, and a lot of money that can be moved.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's go to our next topic, Sean. So this next thing was this thing. This happened on March the 26th, where U.S. House Financial Services Committee leaders Rep. Brian Steele and Representative French Hill, along with a bipartisan group of lawmakers, introduced something called the Stable Act of 2025. And so it's a major stablecoin bill regulation. It's in the House. And this legislation looks to establish clear rules for issuing and operating U.S.-backed stablecoins. Stablecoins are digital tokens pegged to a dollar. So it's basically, providing regulatory clarity for stablecoins.
Well, we know when President Trump signed an executive order, I think on his second day, that was included stable coins. And
Yeah.
he said that his 100th day, I think his 100th day will be April the 30th. So we can see a stablecoin bill pass within the next month, 30 days. So you talking about April. It could be April the 16th or April the 30th. I think when that happens, the RLUSD, which is connected to Ripple, it's going to pick up more standards because it's already regulated back in December 17th, 2024. So now, once that happens, stablecoin, they can be allowed to go to other countries and they can start forming their own stablecoin. And from our word is on the street, is they say that the Bank of America is starting to develop their own stablecoin, and Chase Bank, they are now getting into the stablecoin as well.
All right, man. Well, they said that's what regulatory clarity does for people, not for just people, but for these institutions. Gives them, like, mitigate some of their risk for getting involved in this market. And so when their risk is mitigated, then they see a clear path to earning some money, some income for their balance sheets. Then they'll get in. For us, the retail investor, what it does for us is just create more demand, and demand drives up price.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, it's all about supply and demand.
Hmm. So yeah, this is some great news. You know, it just seems like that there's so much that's happening to clearly define the crypto marketplace and to really set the rules in place so that all the players know how to play.
Yeah, and I think it is needed it since with the SEC cracking down on these exchanges, saying that
Mhm.
they serving securities, and then
Selling securities.
when there's not no regulation in to say what is a security and what is a commodity. So now with this regular new SEC, they coming in and they're changing the game. They're making sure everybody has clarity on what is a security and what is a commodity. So
Right.
I appreciate that, and I'm sure all the exchanges as well because they're here to make money as well. So if they can get the clear regulations, I mean I'm sure that they can go far.
Right. Right. I agreed. Right. Here to make money. That's what everybody's trying to do, right?
I hope so.
All right. So next, what else happened this week? Oh, let's see. On March 28th, what happened? The FDIC.
Well, yes.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. It's like you want to jump in there.
No, I'm gonna let you finish reading. I didn't even cut you off, but yeah, go
Oh,
ahead.
no, you're good. It reversed the 2022 on March 28th. The FDIC um, reversed a 2022 policy that required banks to seek prior approval before engaging with crypto. So they rescinded their earlier strict notice rule and clarified that the FDIC supervised banks can offer crypto related services without their prior approval.
Now, if this don't excite you, I don't know what will. Like I said, this came out of nowhere. I mean, the SDC, once the case was settled with the $50 million, the next day, boom, this.
Mhm.
And then the day after that, boom, the FDIC comes out.
FDIC. Mhm.
I mean, what in the world? I mean, we
Listen.
still got 2 days left in March. Today and tomorrow. I mean, it's like, good gracious, what's going to happen on tomorrow, the 31st? So it's unbelievable. I mean, we're about to approach April the 1st is second quarter.
All right.
All this stuff happened in first quarter. We can imagine we got April, May, and June. What's going to happen in what's going to happen in April, the second quarter with cryptocurrency? I mean, telling you, hey, you can sit around and not do nothing. I don't know what to tell you.
Listen, they got
This information we're giving y'all out, please go do your research, do your homework. I'm telling you, now is the good time with our financial advisor to just look into this information, what we'll be saying.
yeah. Listen, it's giving banks the green light to integrate into crypto.
Mm.
The green light.
Wow. We know green mean go. Don't green mean go, right? We driving, red mean stop, but green mean go.
It do. That's what it means. That's what it means.
So I think these
So
banks gonna be going.
listen, they already showed us, like
Yeah.
all these ETFs, not just the banks, the institutions that they're like, listen, we already know what's coming. So we're gonna prepare ourselves. We go ahead and put our applications in now to
Mm.
go ahead and get our ETFs going because we already know what's coming. They already know.
I forgot all about that. The ETF, man, I forgot about that. The approval rate, as of right now, I think it's 18 application.
Really?
18 application has actually started.
For XRP ETFs.
Yep. I
Yeah.
don't think Bitcoin didn't have no 18 application. Ethereum didn't have 18 applications.
Well, listen, that's what I'm saying is that these institutions and these banks, they're like, okay, like I said, once the risk has been mitigated, and once they see, okay, now we know how to play, that's like they might not have known the rules may not have been clear. Like when the rules are not clear,
Mm-hmm.
think about it, any game you play, if the rules are not clear, it's hard to determine how to win.
Right.
Right. So, but when the rules become clear, then you can determine how I win. You can have a strategy to win because now you know the rules that you're playing by. And so now that people are knowing the rules they're playing by, which I'm talking about this regulatory clarity in the crypto space, now these banks say, okay, now we know the rules. Now we can play.
Well, you know what? You made a good point. I like
Mhm.
how you explained that. That's definitely a good way to look at it. Real good.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we got that. That was the major. What day we on? Okay. So the next date we have to talk about something happening is on March the 20th. Right. What happened on that day? NuBank, Brazil's largest digital bank, backed by Berkshire Hathaway, added Algo, to its crypto trading platform.
Mm.
So it currently has it has Stellar, XLM, and XRP and USDC on there. But now it's adding Algo, and Algo is another ISO 200 2022 coin. All right. So starting on 25th, the customers can buy it, buy it on there.
Oh wow. That means that the ISO 222 coins is really getting broad.
Mhm. They're expanding.
Yeah.
They're expanding. Then that's in Latin America. And NuBank is a fintech giant in the region with millions of unbanked and with millions of unbanked and high inflation. So offering crypto is a big endorsement of blockchain over there.
You said some answer word. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
You said it's an answer as a word, unbanked,
Mm-hmm.
and that's I
Mm-hmm.
think that's what causing a lot of countries to want to use the ISO coins because they want to be using it with the payments and system and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
that's good. That's good.
And the same is for Africa when we talked about chipper, chipper cash. A lot of a lot the large population, I'm sure, over there that are unbanked too. And so offering another way to send money and use money and do things without the traditional banking system is, opening up the players in the game.
Yeah.
Opening up the players in the game. And so now you have more people to play with.
Right.
And the more people that are in the game, like you said, it brings more liquidity, right?
Right.
To the space. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this is a great thing, everybody. It's a great thing, guys. You got anything else to add on that before we move to our to our last little thing that we're gonna share?
Oh no. No.
Okay. So this happened on March 26th, guys. XDC, the XDC network, and a company called Plug and Play APAC, and APAC is APAC. They had something called a blockchain meets trade finance summit and seal. And so it's part of XDC's Network to the World tour. And the event showcased XDC's blockchain solutions for trade finance. Think about when I say trade finance, think about digitizing trade documents. And they introduced them to the South Korea's tech community.
Yeah.
Right. So XDC's hybrid blockchain has 2-second transactions and low fees. And they can integrate with they're trying to integrate with Korea's advanced fintech sector.
Now XTC is going to be another, as they say, sleeping giant. Yeah. I mean,
Right. Mhm.
that's a coin you might want to look into and see. They're gonna have a lot of things they're gonna be doing. Different countries is jumping on board with SDC.
Yeah. And it's just seen that the network is actively pursuing real world usage in global trade,
Yeah.
which could translate into more transactions and value on the XDC network, just beyond just, speculation in price. So instead of just speculating, and that being the support of how price can increase from actually the utility, the usage of X.
XDC, I think it will be used for the trading around the world because the way everything is looking, everything gonna be digital, and they're gonna have to use XDC.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So listen, Dana, we here to educate you guys, and educate. Not I want to use the word educate. I would say the word inform you about the news that we hear and that we have found out, and to share with you, so you can always do what we say: DYOR, do your own research, do your own research. But this space is expanding. Listen, and XRP family, listen, the doors are wide open for us. The doors are wide open for us. You got this one little last thing my husband was talking about earlier about removing that stipulation about Ripple not being able to sell to institutions. And that's just, I think, that's just, time is of the essence of that. Not time of the essence, but that's just, going to happen soon. I think with everything else, there's no reason for a judge to not grant that anymore.
Right.
So that's just, I think, just a formality at this point. But hey, listen, stay connected with us. We're going to bring you the news without fluff. without, this clickbait stuff.
Right.
We're just going to share the information because we want you to know and we want you to have an awareness of what's happening in the space. And you can Google this stuff yourself, hopefully, and find it yourself because, like I said, the news that we bring is we're bringing the facts to the table.
Yeah, always remember, we here, not to entice anyone. We want to give out, like my wife said, the information, and hopefully you can go and just go back and just research it. We always say trust but verify.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, so we here, like I said, to share and help us all grow together. And if you really like what we're offering, please subscribe, please share our page, and please consider being a part of our Patreon group. There's a free option and there's also paid options as well. The free option gets you some information, but the paid options give you more closer access to us to be able to chat directly with us and to also have live conversations with us. So subscribe if you would like for that. If not, just hang in on our YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe. And remember, we are not your financial advisors, but we are your favorite digital couple, crypto couple, Rashina and
Sean.
Listen, and Sean. All right, let's break these barriers and build legacy for our family. You guys have a great rest of the week.
Enjoy.